Johnny Mosley here for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports. If you're watching this right now, you probably clicked through this link because you're in the market for some women's skis. Congratulations, you're doing your homework. All right, we're gonna help you out a little bit here. This is Joe from Nordica. We're talking about the Santa Ana. Joe, I've seen these skis on the hill a lot. There's a ripping girl out in Palisades named Hannah Epstein who skis on them, and she makes them look really good. So, but she's also a sick skier. So tell me a little bit about, what the ski is doing to help her.
Dude, absolutely, Johnny. First off, Hannah is an unbelievable skier. I'm happy that you've gotten your eyes on her.
Yeah.
So this is the Santa Ana from Nordica. What makes this ski super awesome for women, and honestly awesome for anyone that jumps on them, is the layup.
Okay.
A bit different than the Enforcer.
Yeah.
The Enforcer having 2 sheets of metal. Here we have our terrain-specific metal.
Okay.
Now this is 1 sheet of Titanol, tapered off so it's full edge to edge in the tip. It tapers and gets a little bit more narrow.
Okay.
It goes back to full underfoot, tapers, and then back to full in the tail. Now this shaves weight, gives you that all-mountain performance, that dampening that metal offers in the ski.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably what Hannah's feeling. Gives it that lively, playful, amazing feel, but shaves weight, so when she hits the air, she's able to move it around and whatnot, dampen things out, make it a smooth ride.
I think that's the trick, is metal Titanol in a ski is what gives it that sort of like stable, dampening feeling. Like if you ever raced or anything like that, you crave that sort of very like damp feeling. But obviously it can add weight, so that's where you've sort of carved out the places where you don't really need it.
Totally.
How come you can't see that? Like how does it so smooth? Like, how do you have a different layer like that and you don't actually see the...
Dude, totally, yeah. And that just comes down to our top sheet, right? And
Sure.
a lot of it is really just the story of telling people, like, listen, this ski may look like the women's version of the Enforcer.
Got it.
And the shapes are extremely similar. However, it's a total different layup designed for women and making things just easier and better and all-mountain performance for them. And honestly, shaving that little bit of weight is absolutely unbelievable. And we've taken that technology and brought it into a new line of skis that we have coming out pretty soon too.
Well, that's a tease. He's pro. Yeah, we will talk about that line of skis in a separate segment. But back to the Santa Ana for a second. I guess I thought it was just the Enforcer, but now I know it's a modified Enforcer. It's got some different things to it. But you did mention shape, so let's talk a little bit about that. One of the things we talked about with the Enforcer is where the rise of the tip starts.
Totally.
I'm guessing same idea with...
Exactly, man, yeah.
Okay.
Our bases do now tell stories, which is pretty neat.
Okay.
Early rise starting where the white meets the ski. Tapering all the way up until the widest point of the ski here, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
So you now have your effective edge, which is running from where my finger is, camber all the way underfoot to the tail, which is pretty amazing. And then that gives you that rocker feel, right?
Wait a
just
second, so
early
back
out.
up. I didn't catch that before. So this is where the early rise starts, but then you're saying the tapering, this is an indicator where the tapering goes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I
So
see.
this is the widest point of the ski.
I
And when you
see, I
tip
see.
this thing up, your effective edge actually becomes longer.
Got it.
So when you pipe this thing on edge, you're really locking the entire ski up, engaging the nose, and pulling you right through all the turns, which is pretty awesome.
Okay, so when you get it on edge, even though this tip of the ski is off the ground, if you're going flat or close off the ground, when you bend that thing in the snow, you're actually receiving the full input from the whole.
Right,
from the whole
exactly.
edge.
From
all
tip
the way up.
to
Got it.
tail, exactly. And
Okay.
that's where the shovel of this ski complements the performance, right?
Yeah.
When you tip it on edge, you really start to feel its full capabilities and what it was designed to do.
Yeah, it is an interesting tip. I have noticed it's a very, I guess it's a very just like, a lot of people have done a lot of funky stuff with tips and played with stuff, but there is some intention to the roundness of this tip, I guess?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
we really got the inspiration from the Enforcer lineup there and brought it to the women's collection with the introduction of the Santa Ana. So that's where things came to be.
Okay.
But just an all-mountain beast, on trail, off trail, you name it. This tip just gives you the perfect abilities to, whether you're crushing the groomers, you get fresh snow, it's going to keep you up in the loft. It gives you that full all-mountain capability.
What about the tail?
Tail here, very similar to the Enforcers as well, is full camber. A little bit of early rise in the tail as well. It helps you just kind of unlock that ski and shift to your next turn, right?
Okay.
Be able to break it free.
Yeah.
And it's just versatility is the name of the game here.
Yeah, and I mean it's important if you're, it's obviously very important to be able to lock in an edge, but there's certain situations like tight chutes and stuff like that where you want to be able to kind of let the tail go. You don't want to be locked into something. If you've ever come out of a chute or something like that and been hard on an edge and like you locked in and you can't release it, it's tough. It'll squash you. So it's nice to be able to like let it go a little bit. And then there's the playful element. Be
Exactly.
able to like, get, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Smear it around,
like
stop quickly.
Get a photo, get an Instagram shot.
Totally,
throw
man.
throw the tail out on
Yeah.
the end of a pipe or something like that.
Totally, man, yeah.
Sizing. Let's talk about how you size this.
Absolutely. So the first question I always ask people is, what kind of skier are you? From there, we can break it down into, where are you skiing? What are you a fast skier? Are you on trail? Do you like to jump all over the mountain?
Yeah.
But traditionally, I like to, recommend that people probably size anywhere between their nose and their foreheads, or a ski that's probably, about as tall as they are.
Okay.
Super safe bet with the Santa Ana and Enforcer collections being of a similar design. Yeah, running right through there.
All right, cool. And can you freestyle on this thing? A little
Oh, totally,
park,
man.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little backward skiing.
Yep.
Enough of a tail.
In the 104 as
Yeah.
well, we were inspired just from the free series as well.
Sure.
You do have those capabilities with a tail that has a bit more rocker.
Okay.
So, like I said, you can definitely break it free a little bit easier in the 104 and 110 Santa Ana. But yeah, freestyling, man, all day long. These things are made for it.
Okay, so this one, as you go a little bit wider underfoot, this one is what underfoot?
This is a 93.
93. When you go 9 to 98 underfoot, you start to get a little more
Exactly.
freestyle-y.
You got
A
it.
little more tail rock or
So
stuff
the
like
98,
that.
the 93, the 88,
Yeah.
and the all-new 84
Sure.
give you that full camber, more on-trail oriented.
Yep.
And then once you get to the 104 and 110, you have a more free ski oriented,
Okay.
right? So
Got
with
it.
those rocker profiles become a bit more increased, and
Yeah.
that all-mountain capabilities become even greater.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Ronnie.
Appreciate it. Hey, hope you guys it gives you a little help in your search. I know it's not easy. You can go to peterglenn.com for more information, or to buy the skis, or just pop in the store and take a look for yourself. Cheers. Have a great winter.